The change I would like to see in the world is where everyone is simply being themselves and not constantly measuring, comparing, and pointing out what's good enough or not good enough or not wanted or not intelligent, not smart, not pretty, not skinny enough, not blah, 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 fill it in. The world would be a wonderful place if we'd all just experience it and stop measuring and comparing it constantly. If you would like to be the change that you would like to see in the world, you get to stop measuring and comparing. You know, if you would like to live a life without that voice telling you that you aren't wanted or that you aren't good enough, and if you'd like to live a life that is deeply connected, yeah, and with a great intuition, like knowing what's going on and feeling what's going on, you get to give up the border guard. You get to give up listening to ego, and you get to retrain that program to work for you and for your spiritual development, and you get to train it or you get to discontinue what it used to do, which is prevent change and making you feel separate. Being the change means working on yourself. That means being vigilant, paying attention. You know, when you catch yourself pointing out that somebody is not good enough, or if you catch yourself making fun of somebody for not being smart or for not being skinny or for not being, fill in the blank, stop yourself and recognize what you're doing. What you're doing is you are projecting an inadequacy, right? A not good enough about you that you at some point refused to feel, and now your mind is projecting it to the world around you for you to see and interact with, right? Because if you don't learn the lesson within, if you refuse to learn it within, boom, the universe now gives it to you outside. And that's okay. Like, you get to look at it outside, internalize it again, and shift it. Not a big deal. What we shift is not good enough. However, being a spiritual warrior here, it doesn't mean that you get to carry a sword downtown and slay evil people, and nor does it mean that you get to slay other people's demons. Being a spiritual warrior means that you get to slay your own demons. And your demon is what I call Ingi, I'm not good enough. And slaying that demon does not mean that suddenly you will be good enough. Because being good enough or being not good enough, those are both measuring and comparing. One is not better than the other. And I get feeling good enough is going to feel better maybe than feeling not good enough. However, it's still a measuring and comparing. On one side, if something's not good enough, right? It's a failure. And on the other side, if something is good enough, well, now it's entitled. And you know what? Hanging out with somebody who's a failure or somebody who's entitled, those both feel about the same. They both feel like doo-doo. That is a human doing. That's why I made the joke about doo-doo. When we are human doings, we're constantly measuring and comparing. Cut it out. You were not born to be a human doing. You were born to enjoy being a human being, which means notice the obvious and have a good time. This world is meant to be fun and loving. It's not meant to be crazy. It's crazy because of the personal lie that we believe. So, if you still believe it, you missed a video somewhere. Go back and rewatch. If you don't believe it, but it still bothers you, then do the exercises. And if you've got this far, don't even tell me that it still bothers you like it used to. Like, it's just not possible. Ego will start to get subtle with its tools to prevent change. And, the obvious one of making us feel separate or of making something not good enough or not wanted or not smart enough, whatever. When we handle that, ego will come back just in a more subtle way. And the most common one is with a yeah, but. So we go to get a new job, and here comes mine saying, yeah, but those people don't like you. Or you want to go to a new sandwich shop you've never been to before, and your mind goes, yeah, but they don't have the meat you like. And, the yeah, but recognize what it is. It's a measuring and comparing. It's basically saying, okay, but we didn't measure and compare yet. So let's measure and compare and make sure we really want this thing before we take that next step. And that is a preventor of change. So cut it out. When you hear yeah, but, that is perfect. That means that you have achieved change or are so close to achieving change that your ego's freaking out, isn't sure you're going to be safe, and so it's yeah butting. Yeah, but, yeah, but, yeah, but, yeah, but. Just breathe and enjoy the yeah, but, and it's just sound. Just put that sound in a boat, watch it go down the stream, take a nice breath or a few breaths, and recognize that yeah, but is simply about preventing change. There's another one I've heard that I still have to go after sometimes, and that is just one more. Just one more, and then it'll be good enough. That is a crazy measuring and comparing. When I used to drink, I used to sometimes drink too much. And it was because of that voice, just one more beer, just one more shot. I also love to stack rocks. It's a great meditative activity where, we get these rocks bounced really like crazy ways. And I've had great rock stacks. We get like 8 rocks stacked in a row. And I think it's perfect. I stand back, and then here comes the voice, just one more. And if I listen to it and actually put one more rock on that cairn, it's going to fall. And, 99% of the time, not just one more rock destroys it. I've also heard that voice driving cross country. I start getting tired, and here's that voice telling me, just one more half hour. But, just one more, that is a preventer of change. And that is, you can call it the reptile if you want, but it's really just one more, and then things will be good enough, if you finish the sentence. Be aware, or notice it, I should say, notice when that happens and discontinue it. If you hear just one more, stop right there and don't entertain it. You can train yourself to recognize when that voice is showing up to either sabotage your results or to prevent change. The benefit of this work, of being vigilant with yourself and of having attention on yourself and noticing what your mind is doing, is that you will learn to tell the difference between your intuition and ego. And that's the next video. So thank you. We're going to get into intuition now.